Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are here to share with you a very interesting and relevant topic for all of us who are learning English. Our group is made out of Alvarado Telmo, Jennifer, Rivera Grace, and I will now present the topic. The topic the topic is a strategy to improve motivation and interest in learning English as a foreign language. Learning English as a foreign language requires not only good teaching, matter, but also strategies to keep the student motivated and interested. Motivation is very important because it's helping students stay ideas engaged in their learning. And this study explores different strategies to improve motivation and interesting, especially for students who find it hard to stay as a focus. Objectives of the study. The objective of the study is discover the secret of commitments is this study aims to identify the most effective strategies for improving motivation and interest in learning through a survey of English learning. We also explore how these uh, strategies is related to learning style, cultural background, and research availability. For example, we ask ourselves the following question: uh, How do different strategies affect the students' motivation and interest? Also, which strategies do students find most effective? Uh, Also, is how to student feel this strategy affect their learning experience. This help has to know how to the student is feeling about their stage of studying English. The importance of the study is motivation is key. The success is in learning a language without students may lose interest is and stop the making progresses. This instance has highlights the importance of using motivational strategies in teaching English and identify the most effective method to keep the student engaged. Methodology is important. It's divided into different kids points. It's population and example the studies focus on is learning at different levels. It's beginners, intermediate, and advanced of all various educational backgrounds. A convenience and sampling its materials was used to include the students with different experiences in learning English. Also, the research method a survey was used to collect quantitative data. This method is allow the research to systematically examine the strategies and how a student perceives them. Instrument is very important. For example, a questionnaire was used is with both closed and open ending, and question it was divided into session to evaluate, for example, student background and English level. Also, is how often students use motivational strategies and which ones they prefer. Uh, Also, is how effective a student think these strategies are, how these strategies impact their learning experience. These studies provides valuable insights into how a motivational strategy can improve a student interest in enhancement in learning English, in helping them use it in their language learning journey.
Data collection process. Data collection was conducted using Google Forms, which allowed for efficient distribution and accessibility for the questionnaire. The survey was distributed through digital channels, including email and social media groups, ensuring voluntary participation from students. To ensure confidentiality, participants were informed that their response will remain anonymous and will be used solely for academic purposes. The data collection process took place over a period of 1 day, allowing students sufficient time to respond without time pressure. Once the data was collected, it was organized and analyzed using statistical tools to identify patterns, correlations, and trends related to use of motivational strategies in learning English. Results and analysis. General data respondents. The survey was completed by 15 students with varying levels of English proficiency. 60% have an advanced level of English, 30% have an intermediate level, 10% have a beginning level. Additionally, 18% of the respondents have been learning English for more than 1 year. Use of motivational strategies. 19% of the respondents report using specific strategies to stay motivated while learning English. The most commonly used strategies include setting personal goals, 25%, using multimedia resource, 12%, participating in group activities, 18%, regarding themselves for process, 15%, and other strategies, 22%. Impact of motivation and interest. 70 of the respondents believe that using motivational strategies that has significantly improved their interest in learning English. The main aspects improved include increased engagement in the class 30%, greater willingness to participate in observer class 25%, improved confidence in speaking 20%, and enhance enjoyment to learning process 25%. Strategies and tools mentioned. The most frequently mentioned strategies and tools include setting personal goals, for example, passing an English exam or being able to hold a conversation. Using multimedia resources, for example, watching movies or listening to podcasts. Participating in groups activities, for example, language exchange meetups or study groups. Regarding process, for example, treating themselves after achieving or milestones, and graphs and visualizations. Research questions. The survey had 9 multiple choice questions. The first question was, what is your English level? Had options and answers like beginner, 2 people answer, intermediate, 4 people, and advanced, 9 people. The second question was, how long have you been learning English? Had options and answers like less than a year, 3 people answer, and more than a year, 12 people answer. And the third question was, do you use specific strategies to stay motivated while English learning? One person answered no, and, and 14 answered yes.
General of data of response. The service was completed by a 15 students with different levels of English proficiency. After completing the respective questionnaire, we deduced that uh, 60 percent have an advanced level of English, 30% have an intermediate level, and 10% have a beginner level. In addition, 18% of respondents have been learning English for more than a year. In case of use of motivational strategies, 19% of responses state that they use specific strategies to stay motivated while learning English. The most commonly used strategies include setting personal goals, 25%, using multimedia resource, 20%, 12%, and participating in group activities, 18%, rewarding themselves for progress, in 15%, in other strategies, 22%. By impact on motivational and interest, in 70% of respondents believe that using motivational strategies has significantly improved their interest in learning English. And the main aspect of improvement include increased participation in class, 30%, increased willingness to practice outside of class, 25% increased confidence when speaking, 12% increased enjoyment of the learning process, 25%. And the most frequently mentioned strategies and tools include setting personal goals, for example, passing in an English test, and others participating in group activity, for example, language exchange meetings or study groups. Two, rewarding progress, sorry. For example, in this part, rewarding yourself after achieving a milestone. Tony. Analyze open and response. Open and response revealed that many students find the following strategies particularly effective, and setting personal goals helps them stay focused and gives them a sense of accomplishment. Using multimedia research makes learning more enjoyable and less monotonous. Participating in group activities fosters a sense of community and makes learning more interactive. Rewarding progress keeps them motivated to continue learning. The results of our research confirm that motivational strategies play an important role in maintaining interest in and engagement in learning English as a foreign language. Most of the student surveys state that using specific strategies that has a setting personal goals, using multimedia research, and participating in groups activities, and has helped them stay motivated and enjoy the learning process. And this strategy not only improves engagement, but also enhances confidence and willingness to practice English outside of formal learning environment. Incorporate motivational strategies into the English learning routine. Students should integrate motivational strategies into their daily learning routines, setting personal goals, using multimedia resources, and participating in groups activities can make learning more enjoyable and help maintain high levels of motivation. Set clear and achievable goals. Students show a specific and measurable and achievable goals to stay motivated. For example, I'm aiming to pass English proficiency exam or being able to hold a conversation with a native speaker can provide a clear sense of direction and purpose. Use multimedia resources to make learning more engaging, incorporating movies, podcasts, and music into learning process can make studying English more enjoyable and less monotonous. And this resource also exposed students to different accents and cultural contexts, enhancing their overall language skills, participating in group activities and language exchange. Joining student groups or language exchange meetups can provide opportunities for interactive learning and foster a sense of community. Engaging with peers can make the learning process more dynamic and enjoyable, and reward progress to maintain motivation. Students should reward themselves for achieving milestones in their language learning journey. At school, we has a simple habit trading themselves to something they enjoy after completing a changing task or reaching a specific goal. Combine motivational strategies with other learning methods. While motivational strategies are effective, they should be combined with other learning methods, such as a formal instruction, practice with native speakers, and the use of language learning apps to achieve the better results in English proficiency.